Hey guys, welcome to the Digital Deluxe Podcast, Episode 1, brought to you by TitleRace.com. My name is Alex, aka Exclusive Deluxe. My co host will be Colin Johnson. We are here every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific time at twitch.tv/, Title Race and twitch.tv/, Exclusive Deluxe. Title Race is actually holding a FIFA 16 tournament right now. 15 streamers, all batting it out to be the Title Race Cup champions. You can check that out at TitleRace.com. You can check out the rest of the stream team at TitleRace.com/stream team. With that, let's get it started with FIFA. Most of the people that do listen to us as far as Title Race, that's one thing that they know about is FIFA. So, I mean, I'm not sure. Like, we've covered this on different podcasts, like the Live and Five podcast and stuff like that. But give us a quick rundown. What do you think of the new FIFA? Like, what have you heard anything from the last time we spoke on the other, all other podcasts, or what kind of what did it bring when you saw the journey trailer as far as FIFA 17? Like, was it like something that made you go, yes, I want to buy this game, or was it kind of like, ah, doesn't seem that big of a deal?
Well, this is where I'm in the minority, I think, because gauging as we have like with Tyler Race and from the other streamers and like all the group chats that we're in with all the different like FIFA communities, you can obviously tell that at the beginning people were excited until they realized that one, you have to stay in the Premier League. Two,
Yeah.
you can't change the name of your character in the journey, and three, it's pretty linear. It seems like you don't really get to make that many decisions. It seems kind of like how NBA 2K16's story mode played out, where it was a Spike Lee story and you were just kind of playing through a narrative instead of actually making decisions as if you were that character.
Hmm.
But the thing is like if you go back to like episode 1, episode 2, episode 3 of Live and 5 back in the day, I spoke about how badly I wanted something like this. And the fact is that they're doing it now. And once we get through FIFA 17, and once everyone kind of like tells EA what they want improved on the next iteration of the journey, I think they'll be willing to do it and be more willing to like advance it even more. Because the thing is player career mode hasn't been touched in years. Like
Yeah.
literally FIFA 10, FIFA 9, it hasn't been touched since then. It's been ridiculous, and it's the same stuff every time. And I always end up using the same face model because they all make you look ridiculous. I end up looking like Zlatan every time. So, but the journey, those are kind of my thoughts. Like, I mean, I'm really excited about it because I love playing through stories like that. I love playing through narratives, and especially now that we get a soccer narrative where basically, yeah, you play as Marcus Rashford. We get it. We've heard the jokes, but but I'm excited about it. And it also doesn't help that I'm a Man United fan, so I'm also slightly biased because the whole thing was built on you playing for Man United. Even though you can play for, literally anyone, you can play for Hull City, you can play for like any of the Premier League clubs. So, but we'll just have to see. I mean, you'll have to see how it plays. You'll see if you get to pick your camera angle, or if it's gonna make you go over the shoulder, or like how it's gonna make you operate in that way for player career mode, and also how it might affect like if the journey's just going to be its own thing, and then player career mode on the other side is just not going to be touched at all. There's going to be no revamps over there at all. Then that might upset me a little bit. But the fact is they're paying attention to player career mode for the first time in 6-7 years. So that makes me happy.
I mean, that's true enough because like I used to love like the play. I used to love the playing the career manager mode, stuff like that. And then once they added like the actual pro clubs and stuff like that, I kind of play that, and I like playing from the point of view of the player. Although it doesn't look that great on in a FIFA game because you can't really turn around and look behind you. Kind of look forward. The camera just stays that way. But you're right though. Like the actual career mode had no difference. It's like you went in there, but then you didn't feel It was like it was personalized. You just felt like, hey, I'm just playing the game, but they're calling it something different, and I'm just playing against the AI. It's like a reason for me to play against the AI. So the fact that they're actually doing a story, even though it might be scripted or anything like that, and again, you do have replayability depending on who you want to choose as far as your clubs. Maybe I
Yeah.
mean maybe it'll be a little bit different if you choose a Manchester United as opposed to like an Everton. Like how difficult will it be? Like will the actual uh will the game change difficulty based on who you choose as far as who you want to do your career with? Like, will it be easier to break into an Everton side than it is a Man U side, or will you win more
Yeah.
as a Man U
Hmm.
player than you win as an Everton player? So I mean, there's a lot to look forward to as far as that, but they didn't mention anything like new about Ultimate Team and stuff like that, and that's a lot of things that people are looking for as well. I mean, that's one of the things that makes them the biggest buck. So I'm sure they're gonna be a little bit more iterations as far as FIFA Ultimate Team. But I mean, you're right though. If they push careers forward and then we see the big change for FIFA 18, you never know. It might be this grand scheme. But much like a shooter. Single player is always one of the hardest things to do. Like you can't
Yeah.
just like say, hey, here's a story, go play it, and say, hey, I got my money's worth. You gotta. Everybody likes different things, so maybe if they did it like an RPG, like what do you think? Like what if they actually made it like an RPG? Like said, hey, based on the number of goals you score, you go up in points, and you have to add points to your weak foot, to your right foot. Whatever foot that it is you're better with. Are you more of a header and stuff like that? And then based on your injuries, and you get more fatigue and stuff like that. And then your kit is like your armor, and like you have to actually like build up your muscles in order to actually not be flopped around. Like you have to have strength and stuff like that, and agility.
Yeah.
Like all of that goes into it. I mean, what do you think of like something like that for a FIFA game? Like making it more an RPG, like based on how you create your character and how you hit the gym and outside life. Like that's actually how you get played and you get treated in the actual field.
I mean, they've tried. Well, the thing is, like, I played a game that was super ambitious. That was basically what you're talking about, and
Yeah.
it was called Lords of Football. If you guys go check it out on Steam, it is literally one of the worst reviewed games I've ever had the misfortune of buying upon release. This is why you always wait for reviews on video games, kids, is because it might end up being a steaming pile of shit, and that's what this game was. It was terrible.
Dude, I'm
It
like,
was.
sorry to cut you off. I'm looking at the traders and there's like nudity on this thing already. I can't show this on Twitch, obviously.
I didn't
Like
know there was nudity.
it's showing some thumbnails and there's people they're just doing like different things on the thumbnail, so I can't even show that. But man, go ahead, talk more about this game.
Okay, yeah. So, anyways, if you've ever played The Sims, I'm a huge fan of The Sims.
Hmm.
So basically, this game was marketed as The Sims plus FIFA football manager. So basically, those two things put together, and you had to like monitor your players. You had to monitor their personalities. Like some of your players would be like big partiers. Some of them would have really big egos. So you'd have to send some players to radio stations to have like personal interviews done, and that would up their ego. And then you have to make sure your players are getting trained and all this other stuff. And none of it worked. None of it worked. It was awful. I was playing as Man United, and we were supposed to be the best team in the league. And I trained everyone like normal, and then randomly players would just like want to come off at halftime and would refuse to play because I didn't like let them go to the club. Or
Oh
it was
yeah, I
it
see the
was
I
ridiculous.
see them here. They're like training in the rain, and then they're playing like poker and stuff like that, and they're actually training in the gym. Dude, what the hell? Why have you never told me about this game? We should actually play this, and we should make a let's play about this game for Title
Oh
Race,
yeah,
man. And
no, we
just
definitely should because honestly, like this game is just ridiculous, and I still have it in my Steam library too, and I haven't touched it since then. I'm just kind of hoping and praying that like the developers would come back in and fix it because if you look at the reviews, they're so terrible. It's so bad. And at the end of the day, like it was a waste of like I think spent $40 on it, which is really depressing.
wow,
Yeah.
that must fucking hurt.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, like if you hear a good concept and you see decent gameplay, it kind of encourages you to take a chance on something. But that game burned me, and since then, I've taken a whole lot less chances on games like that. And yeah, Lords of Football, I think it came out in like 2011, 2012, something like that. And honestly, I haven't touched it since then.
Yeah,
So
like just looking at some of the trailers, you can see like if again an audio listener, the trailer that we were showing, it was just showing them kind of like going into the gym, kind of working out, playing in the rain. You saw the guy actually fall off a treadmill. He was like balding and stuff like that, and then they were like playing poker, and then they were just getting tired already. So I mean, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I was just throwing that out there, thinking that would be a great idea for like maybe as a career mode, but thinking
yeah.
about it now, I don't think I want to. I don't want to play that at all anymore. That's, I think
I talked you out of it.
I'm gonna try the journey and just hope that that's actually what I'm looking forward to the most, and then hope
Yeah.
that it plays well. So, we're gonna go ahead and try to do that and see how crazy that goes. But like talking about let's plays, man. Um, I've been doing like a couple of let's plays. I know you have as well.
Hmm.
Like again, going back to what Title Race is, like we're a small community of like small content creators and trying to grow and stuff like that. But one of the great things that gives us, and again, this is what this podcast is all about, is talking about new games coming out. Um, and one of the games that I was recently like doing as a let's play for was called Cali Trials, and I'm a big fan of roguelikes. Like I like being able to go ahead and grow your character inside of it. But you're also able to pretty much um like you change your weapons and you improve upon your weapons and stuff like that, and it's actually not that bad of a price. It's a pretty good game. I mean, we were fortunate enough to be able to get the key from the actual developers and stuff like that, and I was able to give it a test run, and we were to see it's a game that if you're looking for something new as far as like a as far as like a roguelikes, I would definitely suggest playing it. But um I mean, I don't know about you, like yourself, as for like, are you a fan of roguelikes? Because the reason I bring up roguelikes and independent gamers is a game today that was supposed to come out was called Mighty Number Nine. I don't know if you heard about have you heard of Mighty Number Nine or anything like that?
Have not.
No, so Mighty Number Nine is actually was a Kickstarter by the actual the main guy that was behind Mega Man. It's called Mighty Number Nine. It kind of pretty much looks like Mega Man. Let me see if I can pull up a trailer here for you as well. But the thing is, it came out and like the PC codes were not working. The game just looks pretty bad. It got so bad that Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter actually tweeted out a troll saying, "Hey, at least you released it. Better than nothing." Sonic the Hedgehog is making fun of your game.
Yeah.
How bad do you have to be where Sonic comes in and throws you as far as the
Just
actual
roasts you.
yeah, like on Twitter, and everybody just goes crazy because this Twitter doesn't care. Like this Twitter is like all about, hey, I'm Sonic. I get to say I get to say what I want,
Oh,
and then
because
he
it's
just
one of the
comes in.
few properties that's just untouchable, you know?
Yeah, and it's pretty crazy. But again, like everybody was looking forward to this game. They were just like going crazy and saying, hey, I want to be able to be Mega Man, the guy who created Mega Man. I want to have that kind of platform and that kind of play style. But um, it's insane. And then again, you come in and you see Sonic just go ahead and destroy them with one tweet. It's just unimaginable. And then again, this brings you bad taste to Kickstarters. A lot of Kickstarters have always been failing games, but as far as like indie games, Cali Trials, it's definitely one game that I enjoyed. Again, we did get a free game key for them, but I'm still playing it. I haven't played it as far as Let's Plays anymore. We did record one just to show them that, hey, we definitely enjoyed your game and we look forward to playing more of your games because they have more. I think like Cali's 2 and Cali's 3. But if you're looking for something to play, I definitely recommend that. Of course, you can go to Title Race, the Title Race YouTube, and check out that Let's Play as well for yourself.
And then one that I particularly enjoyed was called Blades of the Righteous. And it kind of like fell more into what I like. So obviously, like I like a roguelike every once in a while, like Faster Than Light, one of the best games, one of the best roguelikes to come out in the past 10 years, in my opinion. Really enjoyed that. My best friend really enjoyed it too. But yeah, Blades of the Righteous, anyways. It's kind of like a micromanagement game combined with a real time no, like a turn-based strategy. So basically you have like your castle and your villagers and you can recruit them, and then you kind of you micromanage that way, but then you take your warriors into battle. So it's kind of like a smaller version of Massive Chalice. If you guys have ever played that game, Massive Chalice was a game that was like came out for free for
Xbox.
Xbox One.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So it was free for Xbox One. I loved it, by the way. I thought that game was incredible. Massive Chalice is a game that if you haven't bought, like that is a studio that deserves all of your money because the humor, the sense of humor in that game is like one of my favorite things.
I started
And like
playing that game, but then I kind of forgot about it. I think I'll go jump on because I'm all about achievements as well on Xbox. So I think I'm gonna
yeah,
jump on and try to see if I can play that game again.
and like the personalization, it's ridiculous. Like you can name all of your characters. You like start out with 5 different houses and you can name them like whatever you want to, and it comes with like you can either play a non-thematic or thematic names,
Uh
which
huh.
either means ridiculous names or like legitimate, like if you were playing Skyrim, like those types of names.
So does it
um,
call you douchebag like South Park?
yeah, not quite that far.
All right, all
But
right.
some of the names are like just ridiculous. I can't remember any of it off the top of my head. But anyways, Blaze of the Righteous is kind of similar to that. It's I think it's only running for like 2.99 right now. So like honestly, why not go pick it up? It has like 100% positive reviews right now. I don't think there's a single bad review on there. You can see my review as well. It's just like a couple sentences about it and then a link to the video that we did for it. But yeah, those guys, great people. I mean, I played maybe 3 or 4 hours on it. I'm probably gonna end up finishing it within the next couple of days. But yeah, definitely enjoyed it, and you guys probably will too if you guys just take a chance on it. Like smaller games like that, it's $2 or $3, and it probably means the world to studios like that. So
I know, and it's crazy because sometimes like the smallest games are the ones are the ones that go ahead and like captivate you the most. Like I can for example I can talk about one that I remember when I was like a little kid. I'm still little, obviously, but when I was much younger, this game I played was called Majesty. I remember like I went into my godmother's garage. She had her PC or whatever, and then I saw that she had the game called Majesty. I was like, oh, what's this game about? Blah blah blah. Blah. It's pretty much like a kingdom sim. Um, and you go ahead and you kind of create your own kingdom, and then you kind of send your armies like to different places and different battles and stuff like that. You kind of send them to explore the world because like when it comes to like old school games, aren't like a lot of the world was always hidden in the shadow and stuff like that. But this one, like you kind of create your town. You can send them different ways, and you can actually choose to actually if you want to tax your people. Obviously, if you tax your people, you get more money, but they hate you more. And then
Yeah.
you can train more. But if you have money, you can create better battles, like battle places for them to train. You have more stuff for your actual people. But you know, as that is with any country, who wants to get taxed really? You know, who wants to enjoy it? But this was a game that I never heard about. It's not a like, you know, it's not like if it's not like a indie game or anything like that by any chance. That was it's a great game. But I remember when I played that game, I spent 11 hours playing that game. I literally sat down, and when I looked up, I realized I was hungry. Like it's just it's crazy insane like how these things like how sometimes some games captivate you, like you don't even know that you're gonna be like captivated by them, and all of a sudden you go in there and it's done for. Your whole day is spent and your whole day is gone, man. Like I've had a couple of games like that, and for example, the other game that I had like that was Persona 4. Persona 5 was also they're talking about it at E3, and I definitely can't wait for that game. But Persona 4, man, I went to GameStop, and then like I was looking through the games, whatever, and I saw I was like, that's a pretty cool like that's like a pretty cool cover or anything like that. I don't know if you ever played Persona 4 yourself.
I have not.
Okay, so Persona 4 is an RPG, so it's a role playing game. I'm a big role playing game fan as
Oh yeah,
well.
me too.
Yeah, so like when I picked up, I saw Persona 4 and whatnot. I was like, I'll pick it up. It looks cool. It's an RPG. It's about Atlas. Atlas has a pretty good record, you know, blah blah blah. You know, I'm not thinking to myself, you know, I found a gem or whatever, you know. I get home, another 11 hours gone. Like my brother and my sister were just there just watching me play. So like the whole story with like Persona 4 and stuff like that, it's like you're this guy who goes in you get sent to your like uncle's house or something like that, or your family member, and then they start seeing people die like at night, like after a rainy day, like the next day somebody's dead, and you're like, what the hell's going on? And then you notice that at a certain time, like usually I think it's like at midnight, like any trope of any story, it rains, and then at midnight the TV goes staticky, and then you touch the TV and you actually jump into this TV world, and then you like it's a whole thing. But the thing is, what happens in the TV is that they show the person that's gonna die before they actually die, and it's your job to kind of save them, right? Again, you know. But the thing is, they don't. So for one example, there's this girl who's like super shy, but in the T world, she's like super out there. Like they show you like their true personalities, like what they're trying to hide. You know, when they're not letting try and let the world know. And then there's this guy who's like this tough, super tough guy. He's like a bully and shit. But then he comes out in the TV, like he's next to die, but then he actually comes out. Like the TV show shows him going to like a, you know, a bathhouse with like a bunch of men, and you know he's actually gay and stuff like that, which is a pretty crazy way to talk about it. You know, like hey, this character is gay, but on the outside he's trying to be like super like serious about himself and stuff like that because he's afraid to come out. So one of the things that you do is like as you actually, you know, go ahead and progress, and you beat his counterpart, his shadow. He opens up to you and he starts letting you know, and he you start figuring out what kind of people these people are. So it's like a crazy story, man. And then there's like these like heroes that you pull out with like cards and stuff like that, and like a card system that you use, stuff like that. It's crazy, man. If you like RPGs, though, I definitely recommend playing that. And with that being said, the Persona 5, I cannot wait for Persona 5, dude. I after I played Persona 4, I just went back and started playing everything I could for Persona and Atlas. I was like, dude, you guys got me hooked with this game. And again, dude, 11 hours straight, man. I again, I looked up. My sister, my brother, and myself were like, oh shit, we're actually hungry. What the hell? But I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if you ever had any games like that that actually treat you in that sense. Like, hey, what the hell did I just stumble upon? It's like probably one of my favorite things now.
Uh, I mean, also like with what you're talking about with smaller games like this that like keep your attention for that long, you have to think about like gamers these days get burned so frequently now on big $60 releases. I mean, I know when Battlefront released, I was pretty upset. I didn't play that game for very long, and so maybe I got like 8 to 10 hours out of that. And to pay like 3, 5, 10, 15, $20 for a game and get 10, 15, 20, 50, 100 hours out of a game like that, like that's something really, really special. One game like that that I absolutely adore that I've put over 100 hours into is Mountain Blade. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
No, I haven't heard of that game.
Okay, so Mountain Blade, Mount and Blade.
Okay, see, I was typing. I was actually
Yeah,
typing in
no,
Mountain Blade, looking for
yeah, 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 yeah.
that.
Everyone always thinks that when I say it, but no, Mount and Blade. Um, so basically, it's like a third-person adventuring game where you start out as you're just a guy. You're just a guy, and you kind of like wash up on. It's not like a survival game or anything, so you don't wash up on a beach, but you like show up in this town, and you slowly get to recruit other people to your army, and then by the end of it, you can literally have an army of 100, 150, 200 soldiers, all of different. They can all have different armor. They can all be from different countries. There's like 6 or 7 different countries, I think, and you go around. You just travel around. So it's like kind of a top down where you click and your horse kind of moves and time moves, and you have to pay your soldiers salaries. You have to pay their food, and just like that type of micromanagement I love. And it can literally take you 10, 15, 20 hours to be able to take a castle for yourself, because it's not like you can just go attack a castle, kill everyone there, and then the castle's yours. No, you have to ally yourself with another faction and then build yourself up to a lord and then rebel. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, the game has so much depth, even though it looks, it's pretty crudely designed, but the amount of things you can go do, the marriage, all the different ways. It's also, those types of games I really just love. Like anything medieval, I just die for. Whether that be TV, whether that be video games, anything like that, I love. Like, that's why I'm such a big Game of Thrones fan, I think, as well. But then again, aren't we all?
Oh man,
Uh,
Game of Thrones was so damn good on Sunday. Again, we're not gonna spoil it
yes,
for
it
people
was
who haven't
amazing.
seen it, but that, dude, that episode was so great, dude. But again, I digress, man. I'm looking into this, and again, it does look crude, but I think it's a little bit of an older game, right? It's not like it's a
Yeah,
brand new game
no,
or anything
it's
like that.
not. Yeah, it's not new in any fashion, but the mod community behind it is incredible. Like, there's so many different modifications you can make to the game, like so many different skins you can put on it. Like, you can turn it into a Lord of the Rings game, you can turn it into a Star Wars game. Like, people have put so much time and effort into it, and when people put that much time and effort into mods, like on a smaller game like this, you can tell that like it has a community that cares about it and is willing to put like time and effort into it. So, and I think that's what really, shows how good your game is like how dedicated your community. Doesn't matter if it's 100 people, doesn't matter if it's a million people, but if those people are willing to do stuff like that, I think that's really, really cool.
I know, man, it's crazy, and then, like I know, like that's why people still play some of the old Grand Theft Auto games and some of the Elder Scrolls games, just because of the different mods that come for the game.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
like that's one of the reasons a lot of people love PC games. Like, hey, dude, we have mods for this, mod for that. We can make it literally, we can make an old game and make it look HD, like make it look better. And
Yeah.
like, but now the mods are coming to consoles, man. Like you see, like Bethesda pulling out all
Yeah,
the
with
stops.
Fallout. Yeah.
I actually I've never gotten into a Fallout game, man. I gotta be honest here. I've tried playing it. I just can't handle it. It's just all those bugs, all those glitches. They piss me the fuck off, dude. I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, what are you releasing here? You releasing a steaming pile
Breaking
of
my heart.
crap. I cannot get into Fallout games, but I don't know why, dude. But I love Elder Scrolls games, dude. Skyrim,
Yeah.
hours upon hours playing that game. But Fallout 4, I couldn't bring myself to play it. Like I tried playing it. Fallout 3 was what I tried playing, and it just felt so broken to me. Like so many glitches. Like I was falling through the world and blah blah blah. Again, granted, this was on Xbox, and then I tried it on PC, and the same thing happened again. And I'm just like, why? Why do people spend money on this? Like this is not how it's supposed to be. I mean, I get it, people love it and stuff like that, but I just can't. I can't bring myself to play it. I have Fallout 4. I haven't even touched it. I my when
Oh
I,
my
you know,
god.
yeah, one of my friends going ahead and actually gifted it to me because he's like, you gotta try Fallout 4. I haven't even touched it, dude. I haven't even touched it. So
Makes me so sad.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll jump into it and look at the mods and stuff like that and see what they
Please
have.
do. Like, I would watch the hell out of a Let's Play of you playing Fallout 4 as someone who's not that big of a Fallout fan,
Oh
because
man,
Fallout 3 might be my favorite game.
I do,
It
and
might.
people love it. I mean, every time I say this, people are like, "What? You couldn't play Fallout 3? Like, what's wrong with you?" Like they look at me like I'm some kind of fucking idiot. But I'm not. I just couldn't handle the me falling to the world, like all these glitches and all the stuff that happened. I just couldn't, man. It was
As if that stuff never
insane.
happens in an Elder Scrolls game.
It does. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's because it's the fantasy aspect of it, because I'm a big fantasy geek. Again, World of Warcraft is my jam. Fucking put me in there. I'll play it. I play Majesty. Fucking Rome Total War. I played.
Total War games. Oh,
Give me a dragon game and I'll fucking be in that shit like it's no tomorrow. Also, I haven't played fucking Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I haven't played that just because it has a name Dragon in it for a bit, but that game kind of, although Xenoverse 2 is coming out. But yeah, dude, like speaking of Rome Total War, like you just mentioned it, Halo Wars 2, man. The same people, Creative Assembly, the same people who actually made Rome Total War are actually working on Halo Wars 2. The beta was pretty fucking good for Halo Wars 2. I streamed it for a bit as well. Check that out, dude. It translates great to consoles, but I honestly, dude, I cannot wait to play it on PC. I'm glad that the whole, speaking of like the whole E3, like the whole Xbox Anywhere thing is actually a thing that they're going for. I hope that they make, like they say, you once you buy it on one, you get in the other, so that's like more keys and stuff like that that you get, but you get to see it on PC. That's
hmm
Xbox games on PC, dude. Halo Wars
yeah,
on
exactly.
PC, that's gonna be insane. I don't know, man. I'm gonna be looking forward to that, like no tomorrow. But I'll make you a deal, man. I'll try out Fallout once it comes to VR because I know they're trying to do PlayStation VR with it and
Oh
other
yeah,
VR stuff.
yeah, I saw that.
And like I'm always playing stuff on my Oculus, so we'll talk more about VR and stuff like that in the next podcast because I think we're gonna be cutting a little bit short in a little bit. But Fallout VR, man. I'll try it out, or actually, I'll start doing the. I'll try to see if I can squeeze in a let's play of Fallout 4 here and there. I heard it's a small game, so it might be a little bit
Yeah,
simpler
it's
for me
real small.
to.
10 or 15 hours of your time.
Yeah, right. That's all. That's about it. I should have enough time, with the brand new kid and my wife, here, telling me that I gotta make sure I give her some time off as well. I think I should be able to squeeze it in between that and competitive Overwatch, trying to go pro. It's how you do things, right?
Exactly.
All right, man. So again, dude, we do have to cut it now. But it's already been 51 minutes, and has been our first episode of the Digital Deluxe podcast. Again, thank you so much, Colin, for coming by. I do apologize kind of for like the abrupt ending, but Colin, where can the people find you, man?
Yeah, so you guys can find me. The best place to find me is on Twitter. You can find us at title race underscore. Unfortunately, at title race is taken, so that's really unfortunate. If you guys want to all go spam at title race because the guy doesn't use the account. Anyways, I digress. And then you can find me at calling me maybe underscore also because my name was taken. Very irritating. But yeah, those two places are going to be the easiest ways to find me. You can keep updated on the tournament that we're doing right now for FIFA 16. It's going really well. Like, there's a lot of hype going around that. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns about, like anything for the podcast, obviously you can email Lex as well, but you can email me at colin@titlerace.com as well. So yeah.
Yeah, and you guys can find me at Lex Exclusives on Twitter. Exclusively Lex was already taken. The guy doesn't even respond, so they just logged on, sent one tweet out from a game, and that's it. So again, we all don't have our Twitter names, but that's okay. You can actually find the Twitter for this podcast at digital_deluxe, and actually title race is at title_race. So go ahead and check that out. Again, talking about the FIFA 16 tournament, you actually can go on twitch.tv actually, I'm sorry, titlerace.com/stream team, and you can check out the rest of the stream team people, and you can actually check when they play the actual game. And it's pretty crazy. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I do appreciate it. If you guys like this podcast or anything like that, go ahead and give it 5 stars, 5-star review on iTunes. It'll mean the world to us. It's actually helps us out a lot. And if you have any questions, go ahead and send me email at exclusivelylex at gmail.com. If you have any suggestions or anything like that, go ahead and send me email. Let me know, what you guys want to hear, what you guys want to talk about, and then we'll try to include it in the show. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Don't forget, every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, we're going to be here live at twitch.tv/title race or on my channel, twitch.tv/exclusivelylex.